Hello everyone, my name is Robin Armbrecht with Really Robin Stamps. Welcome to Papercrafting Playdate. Today is Friday, August 6, 2021, and whether you're joining me live on Facebook today or you are watching later on the replay, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we have a Fun Fold Friday today, and this Fun Fold has the name of a Joy Fold card. Joy Fold. And so I'm not going to delay your joy any longer. We're going to get busy making this fun card. All right, so let me turn the camera around. All right, welcome. Okay, now let me pull you up on Facebook. Look what I have here. I've got the new catalogs. They went live this week. That is very exciting. There we go. Hey, Sue. What are you up to today? All right, sorry, I'm just trying to pull this up on Facebook right now. So these catalogs went live, and that happened on Tuesday, and so now we can actually open them on on camera. Do you guys have your catalogs, and what do you think? What is your favorite thing so far? Does anybody have a favorite? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Carol. Hi, Carol from Connecticut. I love that. All right, does anybody have a hot favorite? Leave me a comment if you already have these books and you have a favorite item that you love. So today we're going to do a Joy Fold card, which is just a really very simple fold. And it's just one that I needed to revisit and to make some fun cards with. And I'm going to use this stamp set Shaded Summer. And then I'm going to use also the free dies that are called Summer Shadows. I was feeling, end of summer, right? It's kind of like almost the middle of August. And I don't know, Shaded Summer, Summer Shadows, kind of like wrapping up summer, I guess. That was kind of my mood. So these dies are free with a $100 order, okay? They are intended to not only coordinate with this stamp set, but they also kind of stand alone. So I was really excited to play with them, and now I'm super excited to show you them. So let's put that aside for a minute, and let's start on our first card. I'm going to bring the paper cutter in. So a Joy Fold card is a card that has the main card base, and then it has a smaller little card, and they kind of nest together. All right, so you create your card base a little bit differently than you would for a normal card. Here, let me show you what we're making. So this is the Joy Fold card, okay, like that. So this card base here measures 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. All right, so the easy way to cut this type of card is to just put your paper this way and measure 4 1/4 like that. So you can actually get 2 from one sheet of cardstock, and then you've got this nice strip left over. So once you cut the 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, you score it at 5 1/2. like that. All right, so that's going to give you that piece of card base. Now you could just cut your paper as a panel all the way in half, and then you could score it and you could trim off this square. So it really just depends on what you want left over. If you want to, you know, have a strip left over, if you want to have these rectangles left over, you can put it together either way. So that's the base of the card. That's the large card base. Then you need a sheet of paper for the smaller card base that measures 3 inches by 8 inches. So this is really easy. With a piece of cardstock, you can just trim off a 3-inch piece from across the 8.5 inch width, and then just trim off a 1/2 inch. This one gets scored at 4 inches, right in half. And now we've got this little mini card. Okay, so they are going to nest together like that. Super easy, super quick. So let's make it a little more interesting. All right, so what we're going to do is bring in our stamp set, Shaded Summer, and I'm going to bring in this image right here, and I'm going to create a background on the front flap of this card before I do anything else. Carol, you don't have a favorite yet. Well, I really didn't either, so I think you have to start playing. Once you start playing with some of the things, then I think that's when you realize the all the features and the things that make each item that's available kind of cool and special. This stamp set, Shaded Summer, I really was attracted to as soon as the new annual catalog came out this spring. It was one that I was like, oh, I love that. And I really liked it because of all the greetings that are in there. And I love how it's a mixed font. And I just thought these were really pretty. But I ended up buying, you know, a bunch of other bundles. And I just was like, okay, you don't need another flower set necessarily, but I still kind of wanted it. So I was pretty excited when I saw the Celebration catalog and saw that there was dies to go with it, because then I had to just get it. And now I'm really glad that I did. All right, so just on this flap, I'm just creating a background with this image here. So this is going to kind of be a monochromatic card. I'm just going to use shades of these beautiful teal colors. This is Bermuda Bay. And then my insert, so the other pieces you need, you're going to need 2 pieces that are going to go on this mini card, like that. One's for the inside, one's for the outside. And then you need a trimmed quarter to go on the inside. Hi Pat, how are you doing? Miss seeing you. Sue's favorite is The Peaceful Place. I don't have that one. I would love to play with that, Sue. All right, so before we adhere this one, we're going to use an embossing folder on it just to make it a little more interesting. And one of the things that completely coordinates with this stamp set is the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. And it just has these great, great flowers. So let's quick emboss this. We'll put Mrs. Cut Boss to work today. So this is a thin embossing folder, and so I don't need this plate number 2. I just need my 2 acrylic plates and the base plate. So we'll run that through. Oh, this is so pretty. So, so pretty. And each side is gorgeous, whether you're using where it's embossed or if you use the debossed side, either one is just absolutely gorgeous. So let's adhere that to the inside. Have you guys made any Joy Fold cards lately? I think it's been a long time since I've made one. And in case I forget to tell you, there is a PDF that's going to be on my blog this afternoon. So it's got all the directions and the pictures so that you can recreate that at home. And I'm all out of order today. Here is the stamp set that I'm using, Shaded Summer. It's on page 75 of the catalog, if you want to look that up while we're stamping here. Okay, so now we can put this piece on. Once you've put in your insert here and you've either put paper or you've stamped on here, then you can put this piece in. And the best way to line this up, and I like my liquid glue because I can wiggle it, but any adhesive is fine, is you just keep it folded and you line it up and just make it centered right in the middle of the inside, like that. And then you can double check your work. That looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to put the inside piece on. So this would be so we can write our inside sentiment like that. All right, so let's work on our focal point here. And I'm going to use the other image. So this was the one that I used first. So there's a smaller little like sprig or bunch of flowers, and then there's this little bit larger one. And I'm going to stamp it also in black because we're just doing the monochromatic. Sue, I agree that it's just a nice simple fold, but yet it's really quite interesting and it is a little bit interactive. So it's really fun, I think, for the person who gets the card, because there's just kind of a little bit something extra. All right, so there is that. And then we'll put a greeting in here, and there's so many to choose from. I'm going to pick the Hello You. Like that. All right, so even though this is, I think this would look really cool to just keep it black like that. I mean, it's really nice, right? I'm going to go ahead and just color it. And I'm going to use the two colors of the cardstock. So I've got Pool Party and Bermuda Bay. And there's not a lot to color. So I'm just going to go over all the flowers with the lighter Pool Party. And then take the darker Pool Party and just catch those highlights. Those little marks there. And then with the Bermuda Bay, that's what I'll make the leaves. So it'll be just a little bit darker than those flowers. And then we'll add some highlights. Sue, you were really not going to get this set, but I know. I've got enough flower sets as well, but I don't know what to tell you. I love the greetings. All right, so this is Mango Melody. I'm just going to make those centers pop a little bit. Okay, just to finish this off, I'm going to take the darker Bermuda Bay and the Mango Melody, and we're just going to add some splatters. I don't know if you've done this before, but you just take your lid on your Stampin' Blend and you just give it a little flick like that. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see. The yellow is hard to see. And then we'll do some of the Bermuda Bay like that. And it just gives it a little interesting background. Like that. All right, right, so now we can put this on our card. And I'm just gonna take my fingernail and just kind of pull the edges up a little bit just to create a little more, just a little bit more interest, a little more texture. Hi, Narita, how are you? So great. Okay, this card is just about done. So there's hello you, and then we'll make this a birthday card and we'll put the birthday greeting on the inside. Like that. All right. I'm going to add a little gingham ribbon. I think this is the thing I'm most excited about in the August to December mini catalog is this black and white gingham ribbon. I think you're going to be seeing it a lot. You talk to the screen. Yeah, I totally get that. Nothing's weirder though than talking to myself in this room. We'll put that right in the corner like that. All right, so there is our Simple Joy Fold card. All right, let me show you where this gingham ribbon is in this book so you don't miss it. One thing, if you haven't already realized, I'm sure you have, but the great thing about this structure of these new catalogs is that the index in the back has pictures of everything. So if you want to know what are all the ribbons available in the catalog, you can just go and find the ribbon section. If you want to know what all the papers are that are in this catalog, they're all together. Here's all the embossing folders. Here's all the embellishments. So that just makes it so easy. You don't have to page through, but here's the black and white gingham ribbon. It's $7 and it's amazing. I've already ordered many rolls because I don't want to run out. Okay, let me show you another one that's very similar, but I used the new paper that is also a celebration item. So let's flip through here real quickly. Right here, this is called Beautifully Penned, and it's designed to go with the already hand-penned suite of products, but this paper is all in black and white. So you get 4 sheets of each of these 3 patterns. So you get 12 sheets altogether, but you get 4 of each. So even though this says it's black and white, it's a very muted black on one side. So it really looks like basic gray, goes with smoky slate. I mean, it's a great neutral. And then on the other side, it's definitely black and white with these smaller patterns like that. So this paper is so versatile. All right, so this one is using that paper. Just gives it a little bit different look, right? So let's just say you are thinking about getting this stamp set, and you're like, well, I don't really like how it looks stamped in black. Let me show you how you ink it and color it if you want it to be all different colors, right? You just don't want to ink it in an ink pad so you make everything one color. You want to get multiple colors. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for joining me today. How are you doing? All right, so I'm going to use my markers. So these markers are awesome because they've got the brush tip on one side, which you can use to ink. So I'm going to use Rich Razzleberry, and I'm just going to color right on the rubber. Just kind of lay the marker flat and use it kind of like a paintbrush. And then I'm going to use fresh freesia on the smaller flowers. So the ink that comes in a marker is not exactly the same as the ink in the ink pad. It's going to be more muted when you stamp it because it's thinner. But it really gives it a nice look. So now I'm just finishing up with Old Olive on all the green parts. Okay, so you can see that's just all inked with markers. Now it starts to just like dry, right? And so before you go to stamp it, you just want to like breathe on it like you're cleaning your glasses. Like that. And then that's how you get multiple images. Different colors. You get the multiple images, different colors. So let's say you buy a set of markers that matches one of the color families, and you've got some ink in your markers that you can use with your stamps as well. So let's put that on there. All right, so let me show you how this can be made into a card. And you can turn the orientation of this design to be vertical instead of horizontal. And then you've got a sweet little double flap card as well. This is a great place right here for a gift card. If you want to just put a gift card on the inside, that's a nice little way to attach one. Even on these cards, this is the perfect size for a gift card here too. Or you could put more designer series paper over here or here. It's really got a lot of locations that you can decorate, so that makes it pretty fun. Okay, so one of the things that I just wanted to share with you as I was playing with this, these dies is that there's a lot of coordination across all kinds of different papers and items in the catalog. So I already showed you how this Pretty Flowers matches really well with this stamp set. There's also a bunch of designer series paper that these flowers can go with. So I took the time, I did my homework, Sue. I did my homework, and I cut out all the dies that come with the shaded summer shadows, or sorry, summer shadows. So basically you get three dies that will cut out images exactly from the stamp set. Okay, so these three things right here have dies to cut them out. Then the rest of the dies that come in this set of dies create the pieces to a flower. And what I really, really love about them is that they're generic, I guess. I don't want to use that in a negative term, in a negative way, because it's not. I think they're very simple and generic enough that you can use them with so many different stamp sets. So you've got this nice kind of folded side flower, and then you've got this nice big round flower, and then you've got this small flower here. And then you've got detailed images for both of those as well. And then there's a detailed leaf and a solid leaf. So if you can kind of follow my thinking here, so here's the pieces just all by themselves, okay? Then here I layered them together, so this is what it looks like when you layer the details together, both for the leaves and for the flower, and then again for the side one. But then these pieces come out so perfectly, you can actually cut this out in two different colors, and then you can piece those pieces back together. I did that for this leaf and for these flowers right here. And then here I did it 3 times, and so I put these little pieces back in there. And this is so much fun. And it's very, very easy. Like I said, the pieces come out so easily, and it's just really, really, really fun. It's like a puzzle, and it was it was a good time. So anyway, these are what you get with the dies. And then I just went ahead and, you know, to kind of represent the stamp set on this side with all those great greetings and those images. Okay, let's make another card and put that away. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about the coordination. So I pulled out the designer series paper that's called You're a Peach, because I just got it. I got it with the sale last month. And I was just looking through all those pieces. And I realized that there's, you know, of course there's peaches here, and I'm not getting the peach set. At least that's what I'm saying right now. I'm not going to get that. But this paper is gorgeous. And look at all these little flowers that you have. Look at, there's a little sprig that's like, it's like the sprig in here. So you can use this paper, you can think outside the peach is what I'm trying to say. So I picked this one. And so my card base I made out of balmy blue. So just to review, this is a trimmed quarter, 4 by 5 1/4. Well, hello, Mindy. Welcome, welcome. So that's going to go on the inside. And then this is 2 3/4 by 4. And that's going to go on the flap on the outside. And then my inside card is Pear Pizzazz. And remember, this is 3 inches by 8 inches, scored at 4. So I'm going to put the adhesive. I was trying to figure out why this was called a joy fold. Does anybody have any idea of how this card got its name as joy fold, except that it's so easy? It kind of makes you feel joy, maybe? I don't know. And then we'll put this on the inside for the inside greeting. You have the peach set, Mindy, but you love it but hate peaches. Maybe I'll have to borrow it if you loan out your stamp sets, because I definitely want to play with it, but I'm like trying to be so careful. So this is going to go on the front of this, but before we glue it down, we're going to go ahead and stamp our greeting, and then we're going to use that embossing folder again. So I'm going to pull out the greeting that says some friendships are just meant to be. That's a good idea, Carol. Maybe somebody with the name Joy came up with it. That could be. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to emboss it in the folder, and that's just going to kind of elevate the card a little bit so it's just got more texture to it. So let me bring this back in. And I'm going to show you the dies on this version here. So let's cut the dies out as well. So these are the colors that I want to pull out of the paper. So I've got Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Pear Pizzazz, and Old Olive. And so I'm going to layer the flower with these 2 colors. And then I'm actually going to do those opposite like that. And we'll cut those out. Sue, you just got the paper too. Yeah, I mean, the paper is gorgeous. I love the oranges and the papaya at the blue. Absolutely. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. So we've got our little leaf that has detail. And then we've got the solid leaf. So again, you can layer these together or you can use them separately. And then here's the detailed flower. And here's the solid flower. How fun is that? I love how those stay tucked in there. Like I said, it's so easy. You can just cut this one out twice and then just swap these little petals out with another color, and it's just really fun. All right, so we'll put these together. I'm going to use liquid glue. It's very easy to line up too, because there's one that has a little knot on it, little bump. Okay, so here's how this turned out. So even though I stamped my greeting on there and then embossed it, you can still read the greeting just fine. It's going to make it a lot more interesting on the front of the card. So we'll put that on there. And then we're going to pop up our flower. You see how those coordinate with that paper? And then I'm going to just spread these leaves out. Not going to layer them, just kind of use them as a little grouping. Like that. What do you think? I guess this little one came out. I should probably just pop these out. Kind of liked them when they stayed in there, but that looks cute too. So the center comes out as well, so you could put a different center color in there. And I'm going to just put a nice little opal in the middle, like that. All right, so there is that card. I think I need to make the inside. So I love this little greeting here that says, "Love you, friend." So there we've got, some friendships are just meant to be. Love you, friend. Cute, right? So there's one way to use those flowers. And look at this. So I pulled out the Sweet Symmetry paper and, you know, noticed right away that these flowers, this is kind of what I mean about them being generic in a way, is that you can put them with whatever kind of flowers that you have. So here's a different version with the Sweet Symmetry paper. And then I've got a couple more that I made with different stamp sets besides Shaded Summer. So this is Harvest Meadow. This is a new Nature's Harvest. Nature's Harvest is what it's called. And with this new paper, let's just find it because I can't figure out the name of it right off the top of my head here. Here we go. Nature's Harvest. And then the paper's called Harvest Meadow right here. Beautiful, beautiful. And this is one of the ones, this is a bundle right here. The stamp sets and dies are a bundle that you can actually get for free by buying a starter kit during celebration. So This is something new that's never been offered before, but it's pretty exciting because these, like this one's $53. The most expensive one is Christmas to Remember, $60.25. So by spending $99 for a starter kit, you get to pick $125 worth of whatever you want. And then you can add on any of these bundles for free. And then you get 20% discount on whatever you purchase after that for however long that you want, you know, want to be a hobby demonstrator, you want to just be a discount purchaser. So that's a pretty good deal. So here's this one with these cute little cone flowers. I love that. And then I did this one with the Dahlias set, which is another celebration item. So which one is your favorite, Wanda? Hey, Judy. Here is the Delicate Dahlias stamp set. That one's very distinctive, like that. All right, now I got one more card. I have one more card to show you, and I want to show you how you can turn this around and do it as a vertical card. So these dimensions are also on my PDF, but maybe sometime you wouldn't want to have it be a horizontal kind of version. You want it to be a vertical card. So you just have to change your dimensions a little bit. So instead of it being 4 1/4 by 8 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, your base is 5 1/2 by 7. And then you score it at 4 1/4. So it's going to look like that. I mean, basically you can take off any amount here on the front of a card that you want. This is kind of, I like mine to just kind of cross the midline a little bit to add more stability to that flap, but you can make this front, you know, flap however you want it to be, however wide you want it to be. So I'm starting with a Blushing Bride base, and I'm bringing in the hand penned paper because this paper also coordinates amazingly with these dies. That's pretty awesome. All right, so let's put our papers on. I still think this is my favorite paper in the catalog, this hand penned. So I'm super excited to have that neutral version to play with as well. Okay, so I'm going to put that one on the inside, and this is the same size as the paper that goes on this version. On the inside, it's just a trimmed quarter, 4 by 4 1/4. And then this piece is 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. Put that on the front. Now, obviously, if you wanted to cover the whole panel, you wouldn't have to leave this border of your cardstock. You could cover the whole thing too. Let's see. Now, the insert for the smaller card is going to measure 4 by 6. And so when you fold it, you're still going to get the exact same size, but it's folded differently. So let's center that. Wanda likes the cone flowers, yes. Carol likes the yellow one. I know that yellow and the black and white, that's really pretty. Okay, so let me make sure that's centered. And then this piece, instead of putting white there, I'm going to put Designer Series paper. Like that. Oh, these papers are so pretty together. All right, so I've already taken the time and I colored this piece with markers again. So I picked out the markers that coordinate with this Designer Series paper. And then I used one of the dies that cuts that little piece out. So that's going to be my accent on the front. And even though those flowers aren't the same, they coordinate beautifully together. And then I put a little stitched piece here that we're going to put our greeting on. And choose this one. Above and beyond, you go there a lot. I like that. It's a nice way to say thank you to somebody. And let's pop that up. Are you getting some ideas of some paper that you need to create in a joy fold with? And so I'm just going to have this kind of tucking out from right behind there, like that. And then we'll embellish it with some of these clear epoxy circles, because it just doesn't need a lot, it just needs a little something. So I still want to see that pretty center of the flower, so by using a clear, just a clear little, it just gives it a little shine to it. Let's put one over here. We'll put it right here because I'm going to add some ribbon. This is the new Pool Party sheer ribbon, but even though it's Pool Party, it really coordinates with this suite very nicely with this paper. So I'm just going to tie a simple knot and then put it on with a glue dot. So leave me a comment about the mini catalog and let me know what, I haven't purchased any Christmas stamp sets yet, so I would love to know like what sets you were kind of attracted to before I purchase them, and then maybe we'll like the same things. Isn't that sweet? Oops, we need the inside. All right, so this is the vertical version of the Joy Fold card. And I meant to show you before I put this all together, you can have it open this way too, okay? Just pretend that's not upside down. It can totally open this way. So you've got lots and lots of ways to make this, you know, to vary it up and keep it interesting. And I think we need a thank you on the inside there. Thank you, Sue. I just got super excited when I saw how many papers it was gonna go with to match those flowers. I think the artistic expressions will almost kind of go too. All right, there it is. All right, let me show you a couple more vertical cards. So I did one with this same suite of paper. I keep calling it a suite of paper, pack of paper, the hand penned. This time I used the little border dies just to kind of see what it would be like if I made the edges a little different, and I'm not sure that I like it, but it's not bad. And here's a way to layer that flower. I just used the chunky dies instead of the detailed dies. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but again, I'm not sure. I love it. but we just got to try stuff, right? And then here is another one that's a vertical card with the beautifully penned paper with a pop of pink on there, and then put that little flower there. And look at this punch. You can totally bring this little punch leaf, this little fun little sprig, that can, you know, totally mimic these little pieces right here. So, you know, you kind of have to think about all these things, and I don't think it's a coincidence that they all coordinate together. It's just one of the wonderful things about the designers at Stampin' Up, how they make things to go together. So you just really don't have to think too hard. You just have to kind of pick and choose what you want to do. Let's see, Carol loves the peaceful deer. Sue likes painted Christmas. Yeah. All right, let me bring these back in so you can see the final cards one more time. And if you haven't already told me which one was your favorite. Oh, let's see. We don't have room for them all, do we? I did it again. All right, so look for the template that will be posted shortly. Actually, I think it is already up there on the blog. And then think about joining me this month. My hostess code will be on this in the description box also for this video. My special for the month of August is with a celebration order, which is $50. I'm going to have a free class at the end of the month that you will get, and I believe the class is going to you're going to make like 12 cards. They're real fast cards. It's a great way to use paper, and I think you'll have so much fun. So that is my special this month with your order. So thank you so very much for watching today. Thank you for learning the Joy Fold card or revisiting it. And I just hope that you have a great, great, great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye.